Hey guys, okay, so gotta make this one quick. The war has started. Uh-oh. The Greeks roll up, and the Trojans meet them in this big field outside of Troy. And at the front of the Trojan army is Paris. He sees the Greeks show up. He's like, come fight me, bro. All of you badass people, come fight me. And Menelaus, who's Helen's original husband, goes bet. And he's stoked, and he jumps out of his carriage, and he goes to beat the shit out of Paris. And Paris is like, ooh, but not you. And he darts back into the ranks, to the back of the army with his friends. And his big brother, Hector, sees this and is pissed. And he's like, bro, you did this. You stole this man's wife, and now you won't even fight him? You've started this entire war. What even is going on in your head right now, you coward? And Paris goes, hey, it's not my fault the goddess Aphrodite gave me these charming gifts, okay? If a goddess gives you gifts, you have to take them, even if you don't want them. But if you set up a fight between me and Menelaus, just the two of us, in between the armies, and then have whoever wins get Helen and the gold that I took, then the war doesn't need to happen, and it can be over super easy. And Hector's like, this is the one and only good idea you've ever had in your entire existence. And so he goes and he strolls across the field. He's dodging projectiles and whatever. And Agamemnon's like, whoa, okay, stop firing at Hector. He's chill. He's coming to talk. So Agamemnon and Hector, they talk it out. And Menelaus, the original husband, says, yep, I'm down for that. I don't want unnecessary lives being taken. I will fight Paris as a one-on-one. Whoever wins gets Helen and the gold. And so Hector and Odysseus start setting up the ring where this is going to happen. Meanwhile, Helen is up in her room, and she is weaving this gorgeous tapestry that's essentially accounting of all the horrible things that have happened because of this event. And someone comes to her, tells her what's about to happen. She puts on some really fancy robes and goes to King Priam. And she's like, hey, father-in-law, you're kind of the only good thing that's happened since I got here. I really do love you, but this is what's going on. And his council are pretty much like, just send her back. And Priam's like, yeah, I kind of get that, but wait, hang on. Helen, can you tell me who those 3 standout people are in the Greek lineup? And Helen's like, yeah, they came to hang out with my husband Menelaus all the time. That's Agamemnon, Odysseus, and Ajax. And Priam's like, well, tits. and he's like, well, I have never seen an army this big. Okay, let's do this. And he gets in his chariot, he brings an offering, he meets in the middle with Agamemnon, who also brings an offering. They make a vow together, using these offerings to the gods, saying, hey, whoever wins this one-on-one, that's the team that won. They get Helen, they get the gold, and we both go home. Everything's settled. And so the fight starts. And Paris throws his spear at Menelaus, and it hits Menelaus' shield, and it bounces off. It does really nothing. The spear breaks. And Menelaus instantly stands up, throws his spear, and it pierces through Paris' shield and into Paris' abdomen. And the only reason it didn't kill Paris was Aphrodite kind of pushed him a little bit out of the way. And then seeing that, Menelaus is like, well, okay, and he runs up at Paris with his sword, and he goes to do a killing blow against Paris' helmet, but his sword shatters, which just doesn't happen. And so he's like, Zeus, what the fuck? I was supposed to be able to kill this guy. So he's mad, and he grabs the top of Paris' helmet by, like, the plume that it had and starts dragging him back to the Greek side of the ring. Because if he gets him there, it's essentially a win, and also he wants to beat the shit out of Paris, so understandable. But before he can get to the other side, Aphrodite snaps the cord, I guess, keeping Paris's helmet on his head. She snaps it, and then she picks him up, and she takes him to his bedroom. She just spirits him away, which is definitely cheating. And so leaves kind of the entire army like, what the fuck? Meanwhile, she also goes to Helen and is like, hey, I put your husband in his bedroom, go see him. He's looking spicy and he deserves a good time. And Helen's like, I don't want to do this. Why would you do this? I want to go to my husband who just won. He won. I'm supposed to go with him. And Aphrodite's like, if you don't, I'm gonna screw up your entire life and everyone you love. And so Helen's like, well, I guess, fine. And so she sneaks into her husband's bedroom. She doesn't want to be seen by Trojan women because this isn't supposed to happen. She's supposed to go with Menelaus. That's where she wants to go, but she's being threatened by a goddess. So she gets there, and she starts scolding him. She's like, why did you run from the battle? You're here. What the hell? I should be with Menelaus. And he essentially is like, well, I'm here now, and I'm ready to go, let's make some lovin'. And so she doesn't really have a choice, so they do the schmexy times. They lay down in their bed, and meanwhile outside, Menelaus is pacing, going up and down the ranks of the Trojans trying to find Paris, and he can't, and everybody's pissed. And Agamemnon says, guys, Menelaus essentially won this. We can all agree on that, right? And all the Greeks are like, yeah. And that's where it stops.